welcome back to Sew Me Sunshine. Today in the office with me we've got Lisa, who's doing some really essential organisation in the office, and we've got Jenny behind the camera. Both Lisa and Jenny helped me organise today's video, and we've got some really lovely fabrics for you and we hope you love them as much as we do. Today's video's focus is on fabrics for autumn. So in the UK, autumn means it's getting colder, the weather's getting a bit colder, it's getting a little bit rainy, it's definitely getting darker in the evenings. So we've tried to pick out fabrics that will keep you warm, and also fabrics just to brighten up your day that you can wear out when you're going out in the evening, and also transition really well into the Christmas party season as well. So I'll get to it and show you the fabrics. So the first fabrics we're going to show you is this beautiful viscose twill. Now it comes in two colourways and I'm going to show you both the colourways. So it's from Fabric Godmother's most recent collection, and Fabric Godmother's got a range of beautiful fabrics, and she collaborates with the Print Pattern Archive, and that archive has loads of vintage prints, and what she does is she utilises different vintage prints and brings them to life in fabric. So this is one of the most recent ones. It's a really pretty floral design, but almost quite abstract and artistic with a kind of brushstroke design. So as you can see, this one has a beautiful green background and then is covered in this floral design with the splashes of cobalt blue throughout it. And like I said, it's a viscose twill, so if you look on the reverse you'll be able to see the very fine diagonal throughout it and slight raised ridges, and that's just from the twill weave. Now what's great about viscose twill is it's a little bit heavier than what you find from a lawn or a viscose chalet, and it means that it's really suitable for when it's a bit colder outside. So like I said, we've got this lovely green colourway, and then we've got this colourway that has a black background and then has pops of green, pink and almost like a dark purpley plummy colour running through it. So you've got your kind of choice of what sort of colours you like, but you still get to use the print as well. It's a non-directional, and because it's that bit heavier, they're both opaque, so you won't need to align them. So I thought this would work really well for a wrap dress. It would work well for any sort of dresses actually, like a shirt dress if that's your kind of vibe. But the pattern that I thought would work perfectly is one of our favourites here, and it's the Cashmerette Rose Claire dress. I would go for the full length one with the tiers. I think it would transition really well into evening wear as well as casual day wear. This is the next fabric we want to show you today. So it's one of our new viscoses we've got in. This is a viscose lawn. It is really high quality. It's got a really smooth silk-like finish to it. It's got a gorgeous bright green background, and then is covered in this very small, almost like it is actually little floral print, but it's very abstract, so it almost looks like pebbles, I was going to say, really small pebbles scattered across it. I love the yellow and lilac accents against the green. I just think it looks really pretty. It's completely opaque again, so you definitely won't need to worry about lining it, which is always a win in my books. And also you don't have to worry about a pattern direction either, because obviously it's such a small print and it doesn't have a print direction running through it. So again, you don't have to like worry about buying extra fabric to follow the print pattern. So with this sort of fabric, it works really well as like a loose fitted blouse or a loose fitted dress, and again it would work really well going into the autumn season, because you could layer it really easily, like with a little polo neck underneath a dress, or pair it with some big chunky knit tights, or you could also, a nice big cardi would look really nice as well. So the pattern that I picked out today for you guys for this fabric is one of my favourites, and it's the Sew House 7 Romy gathered dress. So it also comes in a top version. So If you are not a dress person, you could make the top version of this fabric and it'd look really nice and pair it with some high-waisted jeans. I personally would go for the dress version, just because this fabric would work really well with the gathers, and like I said, I think you could pair it really nicely with some tights and a chunky cardigan. This is another fabric from Fabric Godmother out of their new collection. I personally fell in love with it because I absolutely love a star print fabric. This is on a very like off-white, creamy coloured background, and then it's covered in this really beautiful star print design. Again, like I mentioned with the viscose twills we showed you earlier, she collaborates with the Print Pattern Archive, so it'll be a vintage print that she's kind of maybe changed the scale of, and probably the colour palette as well. Just think this colours work really well against this very off-white creamy background. Again, I personally wouldn't worry too much about the direction of the print at all. It is very slightly sheer, but you could get away without lining it. This isn't a viscose twill, this is a viscose crepe. So because of the way it's been woven, it's got that crepe ruff-like texture. It is lighter in weight and it has a more fluid drape. Now, when I was ordering this online, I could envision it as a blouse paired with a pair of jeans, and then Jenny went to the show at Alexandra Palace and she went and saw Fabric Godmother's stand, and she had a sample sewn up in this fabric as a blouse. And then at our Sew Me Sunshine open day, one of the guests that came, she was wearing also a blouse made out of this fabric. So I really think this fabric blends itself really well to a blouse pattern. And the pattern that came to mind for me was the brand new pattern from Atelier Jupe, and that is the Emma blouse. So it's a really classic blouse shape, and then it's got the pin tuck detail that is very fashionable at the moment at the yoke area. It's a really pretty blouse, and it would pair really well with some jeans, so something that you've already got in your wardrobe probably, or you could even put them underneath a pair of dungarees. This is another new viscose we've got in at Sew Me Sunshine. It is a really classic black background, and then it is covered in this really pretty ditzy floral print design. Now it does have a directional print because each little flower has a little stem, so it flows really lovely, this print, down the fabric. It is what I call more like a light to medium weight, so it is heavier than a viscose lawn. It's lovely and soft to touch, and it still has that beautiful fluid drape, which is what you'd expect from a viscose. It again is opaque, so you wouldn't have to worry about lining it. Now this is Lisa's pick actually. She suggested that it would work really well sewn up into the Q dress, and she said to go for the option with the straps, and then what she would do is pair it with a turtleneck underneath. So I was thinking you could pair it with like a classic black turtleneck underneath, and it would look really, really fashionable for autumn going into winter, but it would also keep you nice and cozy and warm. And then what's really handy about that is you just take the turtleneck away when it gets a bit warmer, and then you've got a dress for spring as well. This is one of our new viscose soft knits we've got in stock. Now these fabrics were so popular during the open day, and that's because everyone got to feel them and realise how incredibly soft they are, and everyone fell in love with them. So we've managed to restock quite a few of the colours. This is a really soft green colour, and it's got a mild effect through it as well, so it almost gives it like natural texture through the different like woven green and white threads throughout it. It is yarn dyed, so because it's the knitted, so it's the same on the front and the back. It's that classic knitted fabric. It, like I said, is so soft to touch, so it's really lovely against the skin. It's not scratchy at all. It has actually quite a nice drape to it as well because of the viscose content. This type of fabric works really well sewn up into a cardigan, a little wrap cardigan, or even like a looser fit cardigan. And it also works really well sewn up into like an oversized jumper. So the pattern we thought of was the Toaster Sweater by Sew House 7. It's one of our favourite sweater patterns here at Sew Me Sunshine, and this would work really well made up into this jumper. And you could just make, like I said, a really nice oversized, soft knit jumper, which you could throw on casually, but also dress it up nice for the evening time as well. Sticking with the knitted fabric theme we've got, this is one of our new knitted fabrics we've got in stock. Now this is very different to the lovely soft knits we've got. This is actually a wool blend knitted fabric. It's really hard to actually source wool blend knitted jersey fabrics, so I was really excited to see these from a supplier, and we've stocked them in 3 different colourways. We've got a cream, a blue, and this lovely pink colour. The cream's been really popular, which I'm not surprised. I'm personally a bit of the fan of this really lovely dusky rose dark pink colour. So with these fabrics, on the reverse you'll be able to see it's a completely plain back, and it's slightly softer against the skin. And then on the right side you've got this cable, almost like cable knitted design running through the fabric, and you can feel like the wool content definitely on the right side of the fabric. So it has some stretch to it, not a huge amount of stretch, and only a 2-way stretch, but it would still lend itself really well to an oversized jumper or a big cardigan. Now it is so warm, so it's perfect for autumn and winter, so throwing it on when you're at home and you want to stay nice and cozy and warm. But it's such a lovely fabric that would work really well as well wearing out on an evening if you want to dress up a little bit, but it would keep you lovely and cozy and warm. Now Lisa was like, I personally would make the Esme cardigan from Named. Now the Esme cardigan is a maxi cardigan, so Lisa was like, it'd be like wearing a blanket, and we completely agree with her. It'd be really, really nice to throw on, and it would certainly keep you warm, especially with the wool content in the jersey. We've got some really beautiful non-stretch velvets in stock. We've got them in some colourways that aren't kind of like your traditional non-stretch velvet colours. We've got a really beautiful dark rose pink colour, and then a really beautiful green as well, and then obviously this blue. The green's been the most popular. Lisa's actually taken some home to reupholster her sofa in it, and it's going to look amazing. And also at the open day, one of our customers bought some of the green to make herself a dress to wear to a wedding, and we think that's going to look really beautiful as well, and we can't wait to see it. So like I said, this is the blue colour, and it's just the most stunning blue. It's really beautiful. You can really see the velvet, how it catches the light, and you can see the fabric really, really shine. Obviously with the velvet, it's so soft to touch on the right side, and then on the reverse it's what you'd expect. It's just like plain and silky against the skin. Now it doesn't have any stretch, and it's got some weight to it, so we thought it would work really well made up into a structured garment. So one of the patterns we did think of was a blazer, so something like the Richmond blazer from Nina Lee Patterns would work really well, or any blazer pattern would work really well with these velvets, and would therefore be a nice layer for you. But we also thought it would work really well as a structured skirt, and the pattern that came to mind was the Ella skirt from Cashmerette. I would personally go for the more like mini length version, make yourself a little skirt in the velvet, and then I would just pair it with a really classic white shirt. I think it would look really good, and would look lovely on a night out, especially when you transition to the party season. This is one of our new fleeces we've got in stock. We've also just got stock of a really beautiful pale sky blue colour and a deep pink colour. This is our lilac colour. they're all three of them are really lovely classic fleeces. I've been looking at ready-to-wear fleeces a lot, just because I think they're really good to keep you nice and warm, and actually they're really quite fashionable at the moment. So win-win in my eyes, keep you warm and fashion. So in the UK it would be perfect for autumn winter. And the pattern that I instantly thought of with these fleece fabrics was the Arlo by Friday Pattern Company. Really classic jacket pattern, and Jenny and Lisa thought you could pair it with some really kind of fun contrast ribbing for the cuffs. So Jenny picked out this beautiful mint colour which works really well with the lilac and would be really fun, especially with the contrast ribbing. We've got so many different coloured ribbing in stock, so you could have some really good fun picking out contrast ribbing for lots of our fabrics. So with this polar fleece, it's really soft, so it's soft on the wrong side and on the right side. It's a really lovely next to the skin, and like I said, it would keep you very toasty and warm throughout the cold weather. Atelier Brunette have just brought out some new colourways of their very popular gingham double gauzes. So just to remind you guys that with double gauzes, these are cotton double gauzes, that what it is, it's 2 layers of gauze, as you probably can see there, basted together throughout the fabric. So even though it's lightweight and has a really nice, what we'd call quite billowy drape, they actually are still quite warm, especially going into, like I said, the colder weather here. And what's really nice is Atelier Brunette have changed the colourways of these new ginghams a little bit. So what they've done is they've used the colour as the background colour, and then used what it does probably look on camera almost like a black gingham check design running through it, but it's actually their very dark navy. So they've got a lot of their classic background colours. This is a really beautiful cobalt blue, and then we've had it in a green, a rust, a mustard, and then they're almost like, they call it like maple, but it's kind of very like dusky, rosy, kind of like peachy colour. So really nice colour update for the winter months. And what's amazing about these double gauzes is that on one side the gauze is this size gingham, and then on the reverse it's a smaller scale gingham. So I've seen so many people incorporate both sides of the fabric into their projects, and it just looks really high end. So Jenny thought it would be perfect sewn up into the sagebrush top from Friday Pattern Company. And what you could do is you could play around with the different scale of the gingham, with the sleeves, or even in the frill design, and it would really give a different kind of element to your top pattern. And then you again could wear it underneath some ready-to-wear dungarees or some high-waisted jeans, and it would look really fun. This is the last fabric we're going to show you today, and it's a new cotton twill fabric. So this fabric's from Pigeon Wishes, and we were really excited to see this like checkerboard print design, just because we've seen it quite a lot on the high street and in higher designers this year. And cotton twill is just a perfect fabric to work with, because it almost, I suppose I would treat it similar to like a denim, so it's that little bit more structured fabric, so works really well sewn up into like dungarees, jackets, or structured trousers or jeans. Now Jenny in the studio has made herself an amazing pair of trousers that she wore to the open day, and we absolutely love them, and they look incredible in this fabric. And we thought it would work really well sewn up into a pair of Dawn jeans by Megan Nielsen. Now this jeans pattern requires non-stretch denim fabric, so something like this cotton twill would work perfectly because it's got no stretch to it, and it would look really fashionable jeans pattern jeans pattern for this fabric, and it would transition really well as well throughout the seasons, I think. And you could pair it as well with some just plain t-shirts, jersey t-shirts that you've got in your wardrobe already. I think it would fit into your wardrobes very easily, and like I said, you'll be able to wear it throughout the year. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you love my picks I've picked out for your autumn sewing. Obviously I've been drawn to a lot of fabrics that will keep you nice and warm and toasty as it's getting colder here in the United Kingdom, but also I've picked out some fabrics that hopefully will transition really well throughout the seasons, and also some fabrics that would work really well for party wear as well as we go into the kind of more festive seasons as well. So I hope you like as well the patterns that we've paired with them. Hopefully that's given you some sewing inspiration. As always, let us know below what your favourites are from this week's collection and what you would plan to make with them. It's great to share ideas. And please don't forget to use the hashtag Sewing Sunshine when you share your makes made out of Sew Me Sunshine fabric on social media. We absolutely love seeing all your makes. It's one of the best things about running Sew Me Sunshine is seeing the fabrics made up into beautiful garments. Anyway, we'll look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much for watching as always. Take care, bye!